So anyone who follows me on Twitter or has been following the build-up thread on E-Scale models knows that I finished my Raptor a few days ago. It's probably been about a week. I've been meaning to do a vlog about it. I just haven't had the chance. I've actually been quite busy this past week with work, far more so than is usual for this time of year. Usually it's very quiet from about October until end of March. I'm lucky if I'm able to get 15 or 20 hours a week, but this week I've already knocked out about 35 just in the last few days. So that's nice. I'll actually be able to make a little money and pay some bills. But it hasn't left a lot of time for modeling. But these things happen. But like I said, I have finished my Raptor. Generally speaking, I'm quite happy with how it turned out. There's a couple of issues I had. I mean, they're nothing to do with Hasegawa. It was all my own issues in the assembly. Some minor mistakes that I made, a little rushing of the build here and there. But generally speaking, I'm very, very happy with how it turned out. Like I said, Hasegawa really, put their all into this, and it turned into a very, very nice model. If you haven't had a chance to look at the thread on E-Scale models, there's a link down below, and there's dozens of pictures of the entire build process, each of which having commentary. I highly recommend you check it out. Generally speaking, though, I'm not going to call it my best aircraft yet. I think when it comes to real-world subjects, I'm still going to give that to my my F-15 Strike Eagle. I just think overall it turned out better. Like I said, there's things about this that I wish I had done better or done differently. But every model is a learning curve. Not to mention, this is the first aircraft I've done in a little while, modern aircraft anyway. So, getting my skill set back, getting that muscle memory back, there's always a bit of a challenge in doing that. Like I said, though, it has been a busy week, so I haven't had a chance to get started on my Aston Martin. There is a build-up thread on E-Scale models. Basically just started with a breakdown of what comes with the model. If you want to take a look at it, same with my Raptor, there will be a link down below. I highly recommend you check it out. It's a really nice model. And I think I got some pretty decent pictures of it in the like straight out of the box. So, if you've been interested in picking that model up, I recommend you check it out so you can have an idea of what you're in for. In the meantime, though, I did stop by the hobby shop today. I wasn't expecting to. I just had about an hour's break between shifts at work, and figured what the hell, I'd run down and check the place out. I haven't been in there in a little while, and never expected, to see anything new. But what did I find? Actually, not so much what did I find, what did one of the clerks run up to me from behind the counter with, but the brand new Mobius model Cylon Raider. I didn't even know this was out yet. So imagine my surprise when he just runs out and shoves it in my face. Yeah, I was pretty surprised. I've opened it up briefly. I've taken a quick peek at it, but I haven't really had a chance to really get a good look at what's inside. So why don't we do that now? So the box is of a similar style to Mobius's previous Galactica kits. The dimensions are a bit smaller. I can't speak for width or length, but height-wise it's much thinner. This one's only about 2 inches tall, while the other ones were closer to about 4, which tells me this is a much simpler kit. It's got this really nice graphic of the Raider in flight with firing its main guns. From what I have read, this kit is actually based directly on the actual CG files from the show. So it's not like someone is interpreting a design. This is actually, directly based on, what you saw on screen. There's no, fudging of facts or details. This is as accurate as you're going to get. Back of the box has your bio details, some historical information about the Raider, and some pictures as well as co-cells. You've got the Galactica, Mark II, Mark VII, and the Centurion, which is not out yet, but from what I hear will be in a few weeks. Incidentally, this graphic on the back is not printed on the back of the box. It's actually on a separate sheet of paper. And then you get, it's upside down, sorry. You get this graphic of several Raiders in space along with a Cylon base ship. I really do like the way that Mobius does this with their models, having the big graphic on the back instead of just being a plain brown box. They really put their all into their boxes, not just with the design, but also you can see it's got the folded over edges, the corrugated edges. They really go all out with the box design. The instructions are kind of curious. I've talked at length about the other kits, how their instructions are really nicely done. They're printed on really high gloss paper, where in full color, whereas this one is on just plain white paper and printed in black and white. But interestingly, they did cut the corners. On the show, all paper has the corners cut. It was a running gag they inserted in the first episode because they had to cut corners on the production, so they cut corners on the paper as kind of a visual pun. But and it ended up carrying on through the series and turned into a continuity nightmare, apparently. Anyway, assembly begins with the head, which they refer to as the control unit. Then you've got some engine parts, more engine parts, assembly of the fuselage and wings, and then basic assembly of the rest of the components to the fuselage. And it looks like it comes with the same stand as the previous kits. So very basic. On the back page you've got paint call-out guide, and that's basically it. There don't appear to be any decals or markings of any kind for this model. Like I said, has the same design stand as all the previous Mobius kits, which is inspired by the old Aurora kits with the graphic of North America printed on it. It also has clear engine parts and a clear eyepiece, so it wouldn't be overly difficult to light should the builder want to. Here we've got the main wing, which pretty much tells you exactly how big this model is. It's very long. The back of the box indicates it's about 11 inches by 7 inches long, and yeah, you can see it here. It's very lean, very long wing, very thin, with fairly well etched panel lines running across the entire surface. And I believe these are engine exhaust parts. There's also a pentagon inside of a pentagon, which was the Cylon logo from the original series, which emblazoned the wing of the old series Raiders, and they added on to the new series as kind of an homage. Here now we've got parts for the bottom of the fuselage, engine exhaust nozzles, some kind of thruster parts, I believe, and the main guns. There's another part like this in the kit that appears to have fallen off of the runner, as well as something else that fits on here that I haven't been able to identify what it was, but I think it might have been the headpiece. If I had to guess, I would say it was probably the head. I'm not sure what it is about Mobius and a lot of American kits that in transit their parts have a tendency to fall off of the runner, which is a drag because it makes it hard to clean up because you can see right under my thumb, you can see there's a nasty sprue scarring right there, which I would have an easier time cleaning up if I had trimmed it myself using the techniques I talked about in my Modeling 101 series. But otherwise, everything looks fine. There's no flash to speak of on the runner. There's a little bit right here and a little bit right there, but nothing on actually any of the parts, and the molding appears to be quite crisp. Gun barrels obviously will do well with having the barrels drilled out. But they look nice. Here now, next up, we've got the underside of one of the wings. So again, same like with the top. It's got nice panel lines molded into it, and it appears to be very long and very lean. One thing worth noting is there's some copyright information printed on there. I'm not sure if that'll end up covered up by a detail part or not. I'm going to have to do some test fitting, and when I do get around to building this, I will mention that during the videos, so anyone watching will know if they plan to build one of these, whether or not they have to shave that off or not. Otherwise, I believe these are just some topside wing engine parts and vents. And last runner is the other wing. Some sort of dome end cap. I believe this is fits between the rear engines and the bottom plate for the head part. Here we've got the head itself, which actually has an open slot for the eye. So, like I said, if you wanted to light this, it would be very easy. I'm sure somewhere out there, someone will be releasing a lighting kit with a strobing effect with like 5 LEDs to create like that strobing scan effect. Also, if you look, you can see there is a little bit of flash on the inside of the eye slot. It's also worth noting, though, that this appears to be based on the revised Raider design from late in Season 3 and Season 4 of the series. The early Raider design, the eye was straight horizontal rectangle, essentially, but you can see here this one actually has kind of a V shape to it, indicating that it is the revised design. Overall, detail looks nice. I've always thought that the design of the Cylon Raiders kind of looked like if the aliens from the Alien movie franchise ever developed, space travel. This is what their spaceships would look like, because you got the long head. This really looks a lot like an alien head. But it's an exciting looking model. I do look forward to building it. But it's probably going to be another one of those, it'll be a few weeks or a couple of months before I ever get around to it, because I do have quite a lot backed up. So like I said, this was not something I was expecting to see when I walked into the hobby shop. I pretty much went in there just to, chit-chat and shoot the breeze with the guys for a couple of minutes before going back to work, and I ended up dropping $30 that I really can't afford right now. But, these kits, they always tend to show up en masse for about a week and then disappear for 3 months. So I figured if I didn't pick it up now, I may not get another chance for quite some time. So it was kind of a gamble. But like I said in the previous segment, it's probably not going to be something I'm going to build right away. I'd like to, but I do have my DBS I want to build, and I'm just dying to get started on the Tamiya P51. Really, I mean, it's breaking my heart looking under my desk and seeing that box there. It's killing me not to build that thing, but I really want to get the DBS out of the way first. So I'm going to do that. I'm probably going to get started on it either tomorrow or Thursday. I've got an easy day at work tomorrow, but I've got to take my grandma for some errands on Thursday. So I don't know how much time I'm going to end up having, but I'm sure somewhere in there I'll be able to squeeze out a couple of hours to get started on some basic painting and assembly of the DBS. Hopefully then I'll be able to finish it off inside of a week or 10 days. It's a lot simpler than my Raptor. Well, maybe simpler is not the right word. It's a lot smaller. There's a lot fewer parts. So I should be able to knock it together a lot quicker. But then the P51 on the other hand, because that's such an involved kit, that could take me a few weeks to actually finish. Whereas past experience with Mobius's Galactica kits, God, I'm killing myself over this. I could probably, if I started this today being Tuesday, I could probably have it finished by Saturday. So, I don't know, maybe I'll do both at the same time. Maybe I'll work on this while I work on the P51. Because Mobius's kits, especially the recent ones, I haven't gotten started on the Batpod yet, but their Viper Mark 7 was just such an easy to put together kit. I had that done in less than a week, and that's twice as big as this thing is. A lot more parts, a lot more involved. Like I said, I could probably get this thing together in about 4 days if I really, put my all into it. So yeah, maybe I will do them both at the same time. Maybe I'll even do this at the same time as I do the DBS. Who knows? But we'll see. But I am going to get started on the DBS this week, regardless of what happens. So I will be posting a photo review of this kit to eScale Models within the next day or so. So do keep your eyes on that. Check my Twitter. I've been I've been posting links whenever I update the threads on eScale. So do check me out there. And if you have any questions, that's probably the easiest way to reach me these days, because I do spend quite a lot of time on Twitter these days. So that being said, thanks everyone out there for watching, and happy modeling.